Welcome back, guys. This is part 3 because 3 is my favorite number, and you just can't, you can't not have the girl talk with the ultimate lady herself.
And 3 in honor of Britney.
Yes, free Britney. We love you. We are going to start out. Let's just talk about we started out our friendship in crazy times. It's COVID. It was Me Too. It was George Floyd. It was all this kind of crap. We're here a year plus later.
I'm back. Again.
You're back.
Back again.
We're surviving, but oh my gosh. So we're going to just have some fun girl talk. So the first thing I want to talk about is, all right, pop culture, shit that's out right now. What is feeding your soul and what is shit that you're like, turn that shit off?
Okay. So, wow. Okay. I just finished watching Cooking with Paris. So I'm
loving her. Yes. What a fucking moment.
I am a Paris stan. I think she is iconic, powerful businesswoman. So I binge watched all of that. I've been watching Drag Race, obviously, because it's just so entertaining. And there is a trans woman on the show.
That's so cool. I did not know that.
Yeah, Kylie Sonique Love. And she's on All Star 6. And it just gives me hope that I can make it one day. And so I've been binge watching that, and I host a watch party. But other than that, I'm trying to think of things that I've just been not into. I mean, I'm over I don't know. I feel like I'm over the hatefulness online, honestly.
Oh my God.
That's the curse. I post a lot online. I'm a public platform or public figure vibe, but I kind of hate posting. It's just so much work. So.
Oh, trust me. I have gone through the same thing with this podcast, with my YouTube channel, with my Instagram. I was trying so hard to try and get people to even subscribe to my podcast, let alone I was trying to figure out how to make my Instagram more exciting for people to watch the podcast or tune into the YouTube channel. And I got inundated with trying to
well, then it's not fun anymore.
Well, yeah, and then you're just trying to get an audience, and then you're not being true to yourself, and then you don't enjoy what you're doing because you're posting to post, or you're creating content to try and get people to look your way. And then I realize that the moments where I am feeling the best is when I'm speaking true to myself, or I'm talking about things on the mic, or I'm watching things when I do reviews, right? I did a review on The Hills and the Beverly Hills Housewives because I like that stuff. But
Erica Jane, I am obsessed with her.
Talk about this with me really quickly. Let's talk
about this. So I haven't been watching the current season, but what is going on with her? I've been hearing
okay.
I
know
feel
all
bad.
about it.
Yeah, you need to give me the tea because I am an Erica Jane stan. She's like, don't you ever talk about my kid. He puts his life out on the line. She is, and she serves the look. She's
oh my God.
Done.
She's gorgeous, but she's gorgeous because of the millions and millions of dollars that her husband he did, and he put it unfortunately through LLC. It's there's just enough documented.
So is she in trouble, or
she's now in trouble? Yes, she is for sure in trouble. And
that one housewife who had the little forehead.
Oh yeah, Teresa Giudice.
So is this about to happen to Erica?
Yeah, and it's breaking. No, and it's so hard because I've been on the mic talking about it, and I hate being in a position to where there's someone who I've always rooted for, and then it's I'm having a hard time rooting for you because number one, you've lied, and number two, the way you're handling it is not with the grace that I perceive that
you would have.
That I would hope that any person would have, not just.
So is it all happening on the TV show? It's all unraveling on the show?
Yes, and it's almost in real time. It's a little bit back, but and also to just see how people are in denial. I think the one thing is that just you become greater than yourself. And I think with her,
well, she kind of has a big head and kind of can get a little nasty. So maybe this is the universe kind of giving her a wake up call.
Yeah.
But that sounds horrible because I love her. No,
and it's just so hard. I said on my last podcast, I said, it's really hard to speak bad about any woman, but somebody who I was like, God, I liked you. You
She's
like,
hot.
yeah.
Spirit animal.
So it's crazy. But other things I'm not having, and I'm wondering like how you feel about it is, so did you see the rebranding of KKW and Kylie for vegan? I think that's great, but I also think it's interesting how it just kind of forces you to buy all their stuff all over again.
Yeah.
I don't know. What are your thoughts with them and the closing of the show? And
I'm happy, but like, have you been seeing those interviews of like how they got asked, like, do you guys feel like you put a fake standard of beauty? And they're like, no, we do the hard work. We go to the gym. And like, I'm like, okay, girl, yes. But I just wish they were more transparent. Like, yes, I edit the fuck out of my photos.
Yes.
Yes, I've had work done.
yes.
And it's not their job to
And
be.
yes, I have millions of dollars to be in clothes hand
I
tailored
just
for
wish
my
I
body.
could own that, because like I know, like, as someone who has followers, I'm very transparent of like, I fuck up, or yes, I want to do this or this. So I just wish they were a little bit more real, in a sense where they're like, they were just a little bit more honest about like, oh hell yeah, I edited the hell out of that photo.
Well, and I think people would
admire it more.
I think they would admire it more. I really do.
And I guess it's not, and you could argue like it's not their job to like be an inspiration. It's not their job to blank, 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 and blank. Because I felt that way sometimes where I'm like, oh, I feel like I always have to be on and I can't fuck up.
Yeah.
And then I have moments where I'm like, I should be able to do whatever the fuck I want. I don't have to be any way for anybody else. But I'm like, okay, girl, I have all these followers. So it's like, if you're them, it's like, you have all these people, you know, looking up to you, and you start trends, etc. You think you'd just be a little bit more transparent.
Well, yeah, and well, for me, it's more authentic, because at the end of the day, if you're in reality, right? If you're a reality star, if you're a personality, if you're putting yourself out there for fame and for accolade, and you're selling products, I think that people have a more respect for the authenticity of, this is where I got from A to B to C.
I mean, look at Rihanna.
Here. Yes.
She is isn't she like a billionaire now?
Yep.
She's done it all. She's authentic. She's done it all the right way. She's literally taking over. This girl doesn't even have to do another song. Like Fenty Beauty, Fenty Skincare, now Fenty Fragrance, Fenty Savage X, Fenty Laundry. She's about to launch hair care too eventually. You know, like, and people want to buy it because Rihanna is real.
Yes.
She's that bitch. Like, she keeps it 100. She's inclusive, and it doesn't seem fake. It's not been a ploy. It doesn't, you know what I mean?
Give me a break. I mean, I have to
love
say, she's one of those people, when the stuff came out with her and Chris Brown, I thought it's probably one of the bravest things I've seen a woman do. Because when you see people who are in a place where she was at with him, where they're like, how could you ever go back to him? How can you have a relationship with him? How could you love him? I really appreciated her coming forward and talking about what it's like to love someone who's abusive.
Oh yeah, and we've all been there.
Totally.
I've been with two people that I knew it wasn't good, like emotionally abusive and like shitty. But when you love someone, love is blind.
Totally.
Like you just stay, and you want to see the good in them.
Totally. And sometimes, I mean, I would argue that sometimes it takes courage to stay, to try and fix it.
And only you will know when you've had enough.
Yes.
You know, I have friends in really shitty situations and relationships, you know, and you can be the friend that is like, you're so dumb, leave, you're better than this, and la 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 la. Or you can be the friend that listens and says, I'm sorry you're going through this. You're going to do what's best for you. I've just learned that, like, being there for them and not judging them is the best thing you can do, and to letting them know, only you will know when you have had enough. And that's always worked for me. Like, you know, I've kept putting up with someone's crap for a while, you know, but then when you have that moment where you're like, I can't do this anymore, that's the moment. And only you can do that. You can have 18 of your friends telling you, no, don't do it, but you'll do it. But only you will not do it when you know.
Totally. So. The other one who I'm really I'm really having an interesting reaction to all the stuff with Britney. She just breaks my heart, and I'm so. I guess she doesn't break my heart anymore because she's really finding a stride.
She's on the road to something great and being.
I think she's on the road to recovery in so many ways. And, I know people are taking the piss a little bit out of her, like topless shots that she's been putting on her Instagram.
Like totally topless?
She's been, clutching, like, not totally, but like, she's.
It's her body.
It's her body. She can do whatever she. I agree. And I also believe that she has been so. She's been so directed in her sexuality.
And confined.
Totally. And then, like, literally, when you want to talk about how many frickin' male filters to make her into Britney Spears, that I'm like, I love seeing her in her nearly 40-year-old body being like, this is me.
And why can't, they're mad she's posing like this.
Well, because
but they live for the Slave for You video
totally.
and Toxic and her being.
But because she's 40 years old and because she was, she's not glammed up and in the sex kitten costume, she's more pathetic and mentally ill because she's in her backyard. I'm like, actually, what I think is a little screwed up is you looking at somebody who's free in their body as a grown-ass woman and being like, yeah, I finally feel
and it's like, why does that bother you so much?
Totally.
That someone
people are so triggered by her, or like, oh, that poor thing. If I hear poor thing one more time, I'm like, yes, I know that she's been through it, but the woman is taking major strides right now, and she is on the stage. She is stronger. And she's and she's owning who she is. So I'm excited to see what happens. I'm disappointed to hear kind of the ebb and flow with what's going on with her case, and then the judge not ruling in her favor, but she has enough people behind her to where I think she can overturn it. I think she's going to take it up to like, I mean, I think I read something, I don't know if it was like Supreme Court, but she's taking it above just.
And I'm glad, like, we obviously have social media, to really be loud and be vocal and really, you have those Nancy Drews and those people investigating every little detail about this and putting it on the forefront to help, add leverage. Because, if her case decides to get worse again or something bad happens, the world's going to freak out.
Totally.
Like, we have, like, the public and, like, social media has allowed us citizens and everybody to really like see everything as it happens sometimes, so we can really like do something about it.
It's crazy. There are days that I want to shut it all off because it's almost too much and I get inundated with it. But then in the next breath, there is something really liberating about knowing that if something bad happens to you, I mean, I had a talk with one of my friends who was like, oh, how do you feel about the government policing us with cameras everywhere and our phones? And he's talking about like conspiracy theories of all of that. And again, we
haven't even talked about COVID yet.
I know, right? I mean, I guess where I'm at is if someone murders me, at least there's a trail on my phone, and God knows.
I know, I love it.
I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't want it to be a freaking mystery. I'm like,
I know, and I know people. They're like, with that, like they're watching us or etc. I'm like, baby, we have driver's licenses. They know my address, my mail.
If you think they haven't already been doing it,
they're doing it. And honestly, I'm thankful because there's times, I'm walking to my car alone or doing things and I'm like, how would they find me or what, you know, and you think about it and you're kind of thankful that like there's ways to get the details.
Totally.
Because even with what we have now, there's murders unsolved and mysteries unsolved. So I'm like, I'm happy as long as I'm not, I know, being forced to do whatever, but at least I don't care. If they want to know whatever, go ahead, girl.
I feel you. So COVID, talk to me.
A mess.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. I know we were talking about work or whatever, but I work at Mary's, so now it's been like vaccination only, and it's definitely changed a lot.
Yeah.
But it is cool because like when we're there, we don't have to wear the mask.
Yeah.
But it has been a lot, and like just the climate right now is very intense, like on TikTok, on Instagram, and all the arguing and all the craziness, and like the fake articles, these articles, you don't know what to believe, you're scared. We want things to go back to normal. The economy is trash. Like,
oh God,
things are fucked.
it's exhausting.
Scary.
So working there, how do you feel about, I think it's great that they are calling for your card. I think that, and it's
cool.
their prerogative.
And I feel safe. And,
yes.
you know, they pushed so hard, you know, for the vaccine. So we didn't have to wear masks. And then they did the mandate. If you are vaccinated, you don't have to wear it. If you are, still try and wear it. And then now the mandate's back. So I mean, all the people that did get the shot, bitch, yeah, we're probably annoyed. So it's like, it's nice to have a place where it's like, if you did your part, you're allowed in, and let's be safe and stuff. So I don't mind it, because almost when I'm at Missy's and I have to wear my mask when I perform, and it's fucking crowded, everyone's in their mask but not really in their mask, and it's a mess. I'm almost like uncomfortable and like, ugh, don't breathe on me. Like,
oh, totally.
Ugh.
Isn't it funny how you're so conscious of just
germs and just everybody, ugh. And like, that's the thing. I mean, because like in other places, even before COVID, you know, it was just like respect, you know, to wear a mask if you weren't feeling well, allergies, privacy, etc. So I mean, I want the mandate to, go away. You know, I want things to get better, but everybody has to be like on the same page.
Yeah.
And I just wish there wasn't so much like misinformation or people just spreading lies or just making up crazy ass delusional conspiracy, just bullshit. They're like, oh, a chip is in my arm. I'm like I said, no. They already know where you're at.
Exactly.
Please stop.
Totally.
And my friend is a scientist, so she actually got to work on like all the Moderna trials.
Oh my gosh.
So we've talked about it. They've been working on this before the pandemic. So this whole like, why did it come out so fast, even though they've been working on it?
Yeah.
And this isn't the 70s where it's going to take 6-8 years to make a vaccine. It's 2021. I hope we can make a motherfucking vaccine and quick as hell. Yeah, I hope.
So.
And I'm like, girl, I had McDonald's last night. I was more scared of that than the vaccine. So
I love you.
I'm honestly like, strike me like, girl. And if there's the booster, I'm gonna do it. I don't care.
No, me too.
You know,
I'm right
just
there
like,
with you. I'm protecting my body. That's all
it's
there
just
is.
funny because these people are like, it's gonna kill me and all this crazy stuff. And I'm like, remember when you got your measles shot before school? Remember all those? I've gotten so many free shots to even go to school. I remember. And it's just and so now it's just weird to be in a different time where it's just a different circumstance. So people are like, this is not normal. And I'm like, what do you mean? Didn't we used to have to do that?
Yep.
Like
100%.
I don't know.
I do.
It just brings out the worst.
It does bring out the
people.
worst. So to play off that and to wrap this segment up, what are the things that are filling your cup right now?
Okay. So I just moved into River Market about 2 months ago. So what's been filling my cup is like having my own space, getting to organize my own space. Like I love furniture shopping. I love organization. Like I went to the container store the other day and like went ham, IKEA. Like I've been loving just having my own area, and I've really discovered like how much I like to be alone.
Yeah. Even
though sometimes I get sad about it, but like it's just nice to like have that. And so that's been filling my cup. Taylor's been filling my cup. Red is coming out November 19th, and there's going to be a 10-minute All Too Well. Like, she fills my cup, so that's been good.
I want to know, performance-wise, where do you get inspiration, and then what are you doing to up your game?
So I get my inspiration from just like like pop stars and pop culture, obviously, but like I get my inspiration a lot from like other trans women and other trans entertainers, like just owning their body. And like I get inspiration from her name's Mulan. She's like a drag mentor to me, and so she makes a lot of my costumes. And just
I was going to ask you, that was my next question. Where the fuck do you get your costumes?
She makes
are
them all
insane.
So right now, and like she's been like, we bounce ideas off each other. She makes stuff. So like, I just get inspiration from her and like other entertainers, and just wanting to do better and level up and like hopefully get on Drag Race and also like right now we're working on like a Japanese like kimono, like huge giant kimono that like comes off, and then it's like this outfit, and it like just reveals, and it's very like in touch. And I like started taking this like class. I was watching, it's like a 3-hour video on YouTube, and then you like subscribe to the whatever. But I've been wanting to like learn Japanese.
I love that.
Because me and my mom want to take a trip in 2023.
Yeah.
Or because 2's coming up the next year once all the hopefully COVID is better.
God, me too.
Because we want to travel so bad. Because she was telling me how we have family in Japan still.
No way.
Like, yeah. So I'm just like, and I really want to learn how to speak it. And, you know, I just want to be more in touch with like
your culture.
Yeah. So I've just been.
I love this. And I definitely would love you guys, if you have questions, if you have things that you want us to talk more about, because I have to say, when it comes to somebody who's got insight, openness, authenticity, I feel like you're a straight shooter. You give good advice, and you know you've lived a lot of life for someone who's, how old are you? 24? 23. I mean, come on.
21. No,
I love it. 21.
Forever.
Yay!
22
so
forever.
Please drop your comments, questions, anything, because I will definitely be inviting you back, because I love it.
We love it.
I love it. What would you like to see? Let me know, especially with you. I love ya.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks for having me. This
love you
so
always.
Fun.
So good. And I know that she's performing. When are you performing next? I guess in the next couple weeks.
First and third Fridays at Hamburger Mary's, and fourth Saturdays. You can always catch me then hosting, and some Sunday mornings you can see me some Missy B nights, but first and third Fridays and Saturdays. And I have my own burger for the month of August.
I saw
called
that.
the Lana Lux burger. So come get it.
I love it. Well, check it out, and thank you guys.